Hi guys, this is Cynthia. In today's tutorial we're doing a Loomigurumi Piplup. So Piplup is a Pokemon. He's quite, I think he's quite unknown. He's not as famous as the others, but he plays quite a big part in the later seasons of Pokemon, and he's really cute. So and he's one of my favorites. So this is Piplup. I'll be making a few changes in the pattern, so please go to the end of the video and see whether you like what you see, or he'll be in the thumbnail, because I'll be making the head a little bit bigger and the face a little bit smaller, but everything else should be pretty much the same. So what I'm going to do first, let's just get started. First of all, I'm going to make his feet. Basically his wings and his feet are the same thing, so I'm just going to make one foot. Then just go back to the beginning of the video, make the other foot, and then I'll do an eye, one of these collar things, which will be a little bit smaller, one of his spots, and then you can just go back to the beginning of the video and do that again, because you need 2 wings, 2 feet, 2 spots, 2 collar things, and 2 eyes. So yeah, just to say again, the wings and the feet are actually the same. So I'll put this away and I'll start with the feet. So I'm making everything with a Rainbow Loom hook. You can use a crochet hook if you don't have one. So I'm just going to start with the feet. So I'm taking a yellow. And the first thing you want to do is you want to make a magic ring with 6 stitches. So to do a magic ring, it's very simple. Just wrap this band around your hook 2 times. So there's 3 loops on your hook. So what you're going to do next is your first stitch of your magic ring will be a slip stitch. To do a slip stitch is very easy. Just pull this, which is your capping band, onto that hook. Reclaim this end and pull this end through. So you're tying a slip stitch or a slip knot. So that's 1 stitch of your magic ring. Now the other 5 stitches will be a single crochet. You have to keep going through the center of this capping band. So you just pull it aside. You can see it's the 3 loops here. Put your hook through. So you're going to do your single crochet. To do a single crochet, it's easy. Just pull up that band through the capping band only. Then when you reclaim the end, you should have 3 loops on your hook. So once you've done that, just pull the one that's closest to this hook through everything, including the band on your hook. So this is 1 single crochet. So you have 2 stitches in your magic ring now. You have to put your hook through the center of that capping band again. You want to do a single crochet again. So just pull this through the center, reclaim the end, so you have 3 bands. Pull this one through, everything. So this is 3 stitches in your magic ring. You need another 3 stitches, so it's another 3 single crochet. So do it again, back through the center. You want to do a single crochet. So this is 4 stitches, back through. Another one. This is a single crochet. This is 5 stitches, and you need 1 more stitch in your magic ring, and as if you've done 5, you can see that the hole is a little bit more obvious, so it's a bit easier to go in. So you want 1 more single crochet, and that makes 6 stitches in your magic ring. And how do you know you have 6? Just turn it on to its side and just count these teardrop shapes. Each one is a stitch. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th one is on your hook. So every time you go around in your magic ring, you put your hook under the teardrop, which is these 2 bands, which is this space. Right, you can see that's where you put your hook. Alright, so for your next round of your feet or your wing, you're just going to increase this to 9 stitches. So the first thing you want to do is you want to do a single crochet in this first stitch. You want to do an increase, and every time I say an increase, it's 2 single crochets in 1 stitch in the next stitch, and you do that all the way around, and you'll have 9 stitches in that round. Okay, but the first thing we want to do to close up this circle is the first stitch we're going to do is a slip stitch. So I put my hook through that first stitch. I'm going to do a slip stitch, so that's just pulling it through everything, reclaiming the end and pulling this through that. So this is 1 stitch of your second round, which is, it counts as a stitch. I'm going to use a C-clip to mark the first stitch, so I'm just clipping it onto that band. So this, as this counts as 1 stitch, your next stitch, so put your hook through the next stitch. You're going to do an increase, so that's 2 single crochets in this stitch. This is 1, I'm going to go through that same stitch again. I'm going to do my increase, so it's my second single crochet in this stitch. Alright, so I'm just going to repeat that all the way around until I get to this side. You'll know which is the first you're beginning because of the stitch marker. So the next stitch, you want a single crochet. Alright, and then the stitch after that, you want an increase. So this is 2 single crochets in this stitch. Okay, so moving on, this will be your last set. So your next stitch, you have 1 single crochet. Alright, and then your last stitch of this round, which is this one, you know it because the next stitch has a stitch marker, has an increase. So that's 2 single crochets. So I'm going back through for my second single crochet. So this round has 9 stitches, and just to double check that you have 9 stitches, you just count starting with the one with your marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9th one is on your hook. Okay, so this is round 2. So for round 3 to 7, what you need is another 5 rounds of 9 stitches. So what you're going to do is you have 5 rounds of single crochets in each round, just single crochet in each stitch. I'm putting aside 5 bands, so there's 3, 4, 5. So every time I start a new round, I'm just going to take a band from here. So I'm doing all 5 rounds with you. I'm just putting my hook through that first stitch, the one with the marker. I'm going to start round 3 by taking a band from here. So now I'm starting my first additional round of single crochets in each stitch. So once I do that, I'm just going to go and do 1 single crochet in each stitch after that, and I will only take a band from here if I'm starting a new round. So I'm just going to go around. I'm moving a little bit faster. You just go and do a single crochet in each stitch. Single crochets are pretty easy. You just put your hook through, pull 1 band only through that stitch, reclaim the end, and pull this through everything. So this is the stitch you'll be using most in my tutorials. But in this Piplup one, you will have a half double crochet, which I will show you when we get there. So I've completed round 3. I'm just going to go a little bit faster. So I'm going to start round 4. I'm putting my hook through there. I'm taking a band from here. I'm going to move my marker. So yes, every time you start a new round, move your marker to the new band on your hook. So once again, it's just single crochets. I also let you know the best way of getting through this. I suggest doing the 2 feet first. So just make sure after you complete each round, if you're not very sure, count the stitches. You should have 9 in each round. So I think I've completed round 4, moving on to round 5. Taking a band from here. Right, next round. This is 6. Okay, I just completed round 6. So I'm on to round 7, which is my last additional round of 9 stitches in this round. So once again, it's just single crochets in each stitch. Oops. Okay, so I've completed round 7. For round 8, which is the final round, what I want to do is I want to decrease it to 6 stitches. So I'm just going to do a single crochet in the first stitch. I'm decreasing over the next 2 stitches, and I'm doing that all the way around. So I'm just going to do a single crochet first, and I'll show you how to do a decrease. So single crochet. To do your decrease, basically you're changing 2 stitches into 1. So you're just going to put your hook through the next stitch as usual. You're just going to twist your hook and put it through the next stitch. So you have 2 stitches on your hook. You're going to treat that as 1. So when you pull up that band, you're pulling it through 2 stitches instead of 1. Reclaim the end, and you're just going to do a normal single crochet. So the next stitch, single crochet. Your next stitch is a decrease, so the same thing. Put your hook through the next stitch, rotate, put through the stitch after that. Pull up a band through 2 stitches. And just complete. So once again, single crochet, and then you have one more decrease. So put your hook through, rotate, put it through this next stitch, right? And then you're pulling this band through those 2 stitches, reclaiming the end. Sorry, it's not focusing again. And then you're just pulling this through everything. So you've completed your foot. What you want to do now is you want to just fasten off, put your hook through the first stitch. I'm going to tie a slip stitch, so pull this through everything. Reclaim the end and pull this tight. I'm going to remove my marker, and I'm going to take an S-clip. Any clip will be fine, and I'm just going to clip this onto the end so that the band doesn't fall out. Alright, so that's one foot completed. So I suggest going back to the beginning of the video and complete another foot, and then we'll resume on, and yeah, just do one more foot and then continue the video once you've done your other foot. Okay, so now let's move on to one of his belly spots. So the belly spot is really easy to do. What you need to do is just make a magic ring in white with 8 stitches. So you're just wrapping this white band around your hook 2 times to create 3 loops. Your first stitch in your magic ring will be a slip stitch. So this is 1. And you're going to keep going back through the center, and you're going to do 7 single crochets. So this is 1 stitch. So you're going to do a single crochet. This is 2. Back through the center. Single crochet. This is 3. Back through the center. Single crochet. This is 4. Back through the center. Single crochet. So 5 and 6. So I need 2 more single crochets. 7 and 8. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to fasten off. So I'm going to go through the first stitch of that ring, and I'm going to tie a slip stitch. So I'm pulling this through everything like this, and I'm pulling this through that, and I'm pulling this end tight. What I want to do now is I want to rotate this around, and I'm going to find one of the stitches that's opposite that band randomly, just maybe this one. I'm going to put my hook through. It's not going in focus, sorry. Then I'm just going to slip stitch. So later on when you're attaching the spots, you have two ends to attach it to. So you can put this spot aside. Let's start with an eye. So an eye, what you're going to do first is you're going to take a white band and you're going to wrap this around your hook 3 times to create 4 loops. So there's 4 loops on your band, and what you're going to do now is you're going to take some black bands, and you're going to chain 3. So you're taking a black band, you're pulling this capping band on, reclaiming the end. This is 1 chain, so you need 3 in total. So this is 2nd chain, and this is your 3rd chain. Okay, what you're going to do now, since you have 3 chains already, you're going to go through the 2nd chain from your hook, which is this one. Rotate your hook, put it through. You're going to do a single crochet. So we'll do 1 single crochet, like so. Going to the end chain, which is the one with the white band on it, you're going to do another single crochet. Once you've done that, you're going to rotate your work. You're going to go through that same stitch again, the one with the white band. This time try to get on the other side of the white band. You're going to do a single crochet. Oops, let me do that again. Alright, and then I'm going through the last chain here. I'm going to do another single crochet. Okay, then I'm just going to go back through 1 more chain, so 1 more stitch here, which is your first single crochet. I'm going to do a slip stitch. Okay, and I'm pulling that tight. Now I'm just going to adjust this a little bit, make sure this band is on top of that white band there. I'm going to go through this black band, these 2 black bands on top of that white band. I'm going to tie another slip stitch. So this is your eye. When you attach it, you're attaching it on both ends, so you can just put that aside. So now we're going to start with that collar thing. Take a dark blue. This blue is a little bit brighter than the one I made initially. Yes, it's a little bit brighter. So we're making this a little bit smaller because the one I made initially was too big. So what we're going to do first is take your blue band. You're going to do a magic ring with 6 stitches. So wrap this band around your hook 2 times to create 3 loops. Your first stitch in your magic ring, it's a slip stitch. So this counts as 1 stitch. You're going to keep going back through the center and you're going to do another 5 single crochet. So single crochet, this is your 2nd stitch, back through, single crochet, this is your 3rd stitch, back through, single crochet, this is your 4th stitch, back through, single crochet, this is your 5th stitch, back through. So 1 more single crochet. So you should have 6 stitches. Let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th one is on your hook. Okay, so what you're going to do now is actually going to flip it like this, because we're making a semicircle. What you're going to do now is in each one of these stitches you're going to do 2 half double crochets in each stitch. So I'm going to go through this stitch here, which is the 5th one, because the 6th one is on my hook. Alright, I'm going to do a half double crochet, and how I'm going to do that, I'm going to pull up a band through that stitch like we're doing a single crochet, reclaim the end, but instead of pulling this band through everything, we're going to take another band and then we're going to pull it through everything, and you're going to reclaim the end. So that's 1 half double crochet. You want another one in this stitch, so put your hook back through. You're going to pull up a band through that stitch, reclaim the end. So now you have 4 bands on your hook. You're going to take another band and you're going to pull this through everything and reclaim. So that's 2 half double crochets in 1 stitch. You're going to move on to the next stitch, which is this one. You're going to do the same thing, so 2 half double crochets. You're going to pull that through that stitch, reclaim the end, and then you're going to pull this band through everything, reclaim the end. So this is 1 half double crochet. You're going to go back through that same stitch for another one. So half double crochet, Alright, so you're just going to keep doing that. So your next stitch, you're going to do 2 half double crochets again. So that's 1, back through for another one. Okay, next stitch. Going back through that same stitch. Okay, last stitch, do the same thing. I also actually tried this out with double crochets, but the stitches look too big, so we're just keeping it to this. Alright. Okay, instead of tying a slip stitch to fasten, we're just going to pull this band through everything. So this is kind of like a cheat slip stitch, and you should have 10 stitches on the outside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the 10th one. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to clip the end. Okay, as you can see, it's a nice semicircle. If you're a bit particular about the stitches, you want 10 exactly, you can just, instead of pulling it through, you can just go through this band again, this stitch again, and tie a slip stitch, but it doesn't really make much of a difference in terms of looks. So this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put this away. Alright, so now what you want to do is you want to go back to the beginning of the video. You want to make another 2 wings, so do it in a light blue. This is my light blue. So make 1 wing, repeat the video again, make your second wing, and then just run through the video again to make your second belly spot, your second eye, and your second collar. And after that, we can just continue making the rest of Piplup. Hi guys, so okay, now you should have a total of 2 feet, 2 wings, 2 belly spots, 2 eyes, and 2 collars. Okay, let's just continue making the small parts. So on his cape, actually, you have 2 spike thingies. I don't really know what they are, I couldn't really see in the picture. But let's just make those first. So for the biggest spike thing, you need dark blue. What you're going to do first is you're going to make a magic ring of 4 stitches. So you're going to twist that band around your hook 2 times to create 3 loops. Your first stitch, is going to be a slip stitch, so this is 1 stitch, and you're going to go back through the center and do 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's your magic ring with 4 stitches. Okay, so what you're going to do now, you're going to go for your second round, you're going to increase it to 8 stitches. So you want to do an increase in each stitch. So that's 2 single crochets in each stitch, but your first stitch to join this ring, you're going to do a slip stitch. So this counts as 1 stitch, or your first stitch of your second round. I'm going to mark that band. I'm going to go through that same stitch. I'm going to do a single crochet. So this is already 2 stitches in 1 stitch. So from now on, it's just 2 single crochets in each stitch, or an increase in each stitch. So single crochet, back through, alright, next one, 2 single crochets again. Oops. Back through, and this is the last one. Okay, so for now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fasten off by tying a slip stitch through your first stitch, and then I'm going to clip the end. I'm taking out my stitch marker. So this is the bigger spike thing. Alright, I'm putting this aside. I'm going to make the smaller spike thing now. So the smaller spike thing, once again, it's just a magic ring with 4 stitches. So wrap that band around your hook 2 times to create 3 loops. First stitch, you're going to do a slip stitch. So this is 1. And you're going to do 3 single crochets. So back through, single crochet. This is your second stitch. Back through, single crochet. This is your third stitch. Back through, you have 1 more single crochet. Alright, so now you have 4 stitches in the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. What you want to do for your second round, you want another round of 4. So 4 stitches, sorry. So you're just going to do a single crochet in each stitch. So the first stitch to join that ring, you want to do a slip stitch. So this counts as 1 stitch, or your first stitch of your second round, and from then on it's just a single crochet in each stitch. So single crochet, moving on. Oops. Single crochet, next one, single crochet, and then you're going to fasten off. So go through the first stitch. You're tying a slip stitch. I'm going to clip the end again. Then I'm going to remove the stitch marker. Okay, so this is a small bump. Put it aside, or the spike, or whatever it is. Alright, so then now we're going to move on to his beak. So you're going to take your yellow bands. Just hang on, let me get mine. What you're going to do, first of all, you're going to start off with a magic ring with 4 stitches with your yellow band. So wrap this around your hook 2 times to create 3 loops. Your first stitch is a slip stitch. Alright, and then you're going to do 3 single crochets. So this is 1, 2, 3, back through, 4. Alright, so this is your magic ring with 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, for your second round, you're going to increase this to 6 stitches. So what you're going to do is a single crochet in the first stitch and increase in the second, and you're doing that all the way around. So your first stitch to close out the circle, instead of a single crochet, you want to do a slip stitch. So this counts as your first stitch of your second round, which means that your next stitch you're doing an increase, so that's 2 single crochets in this stitch. Alright, so your next stitch, single crochet, and this is your last stitch of this round. You have an increase, so that's 2 single crochets. Oops. Okay, so for your third round of the beak, you want 12 stitches, so you're going to increase in each stitch, so it's 2 single crochets in each stitch. So just a tip here, if you want to make any spike or anything that's pointed at the end, you should start with a magic ring with less stitches. So I always start with 4. You can do less even. So I'm just going to fasten off now. So your beak is done. 12 stitches. I'm going to clip the end. And remove my marker. So this is your beak done. You can put that aside. Okay, and then we have just his cape, his face, his head and body to make, and we'll attach all that together. Okay, so now let's start back with his cape. What you're going to do is you're going to take a dark blue band. You're going to do a magic ring with 5 stitches. So you're going to wrap this band around your hook 2 times to create 3 loops. Your first stitch is a slip stitch. Oops, sorry, let me do that again. Slip stitch. So this counts as 1 stitch, so you're going to do 4 single crochets. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can do 1 more, 5. So that's a magic ring with 5 stitches. Alright, since we're doing that semicircle thing, we're going to twist this, so we're going to turn this around. And what we're going to do, we're going to do 2 half double crochets in each stitch. So I'm going through this stitch. I'm going to do a half double crochet. Going through the same stitch for another second half double crochet. Alright, next stitch. Half double crochet, go through the same stitch for another half double crochet. Okay, moving on to the next stitch. Going through the same stitch, half double crochet. Alright, and then you should have 1 more stitch. So half double crochet. And go back through for another one. So you should have 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 is on your hook. Alright, so what you're going to do now, you're going to turn this around. No. We're going to do 1 more half double crochet in this one, so this one should have 3. Sorry about that. I would usually chain, but the chain doesn't look as good, so turn around. What you're going to do now is you're going to do 1 half double crochet in the first stitch and increase in the second, and you're going to do that all the way around. So when I say an increase in this sense, it's a half double crochet increase, so it's 2 half double crochets in 1 stitch. So I'm going through the first one. I have 1, then I have an increase, next stitch I have 1, next stitch I have an increase, once again next stitch I have 1, Then I have an increase. Next stitch I have 1, last stitch I have an increase, or what I like to call an increase plus 1. So you finish your increase, you want to just do one more, so there's 3 half double crochets in the last one. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to rotate again, so you're going to turn it around, and you're going to do now for this row a half double crochet in the first 2 stitches and an increase in the 3rd stitch, and we're going to do that all the way around. So this is 1, whenever I say a number, it's 1 half double crochet in a stitch. So it's 1, 2, and increase, one, 2, and increase, next one, 1, 2, and increase, next one, 1, 2, and an increase in the last stitch plus 1. So let's just do the increase first. So one more stitch, so that's 3 half double crochets. Alright, so you should have 16 stitches on the outside, so you're going to rotate this again. So for this round on the outside you want 20 stitches, and to do that we're just going to do a half double crochet in the first 3 stitches and increase in the 4th, and then we're just going to do that all the way. So every time I say number, it's just a half double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, and increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. 1, 2, 3, and an increase plus 1. So let's just do the increase first. Plus 1 more stitch, so that's 3 half double crochets in this stitch. Alright, so you have one more round, so turn this around. This round has 24 stitches, so it's a half double crochet in the first 4 stitches and increase in the 5th one. Alright, so let's just start. I will count up to 4, so every time I say a number it's just a half double crochet in one stitch. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 'and increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. 5, I think I missed a stitch, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, I most definitely missed a stitch. Let me just count just to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yes, I missed a stitch, so 4. I'll have to cheat and do my increase where there isn't a stitch. Please count properly. I know I didn't, so I'm just gonna okay, I'm just gonna do another 2 in here to make that 24. Please count properly. I was probably not very careful. So 24, this is the end, so this is your cape done. So the same thing, I'm just gonna slip stitch like this, but the proper way would probably be just to go through one of the stitches and do a slip stitch like that. I'm just gonna clip the end. Okay, then I'm just going to put this aside and I'm just going to start with his face, the white part of his face. So I'm just going to take the white bands. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to chain 11 with white. So I'm going to wrap this band around my hook 2 times to create 3 loops. I'm going to chain 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to twist my hook. So I'm just going to put it through the second chain from my hook. Sorry, it's not focusing. So I'm putting it through this chain. I'm going to do a single crochet all the way down. So you should have 10 single crochets from here if you do 1 in each chain. Okay, so what you're going to do after this, you're going to rotate your work so it's facing this way. Your hook is on your right side if you're right-handed. You're going to chain 1. Alright, so after you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to do an increase in the first stitch. You're going to do 8 single crochets and an increase in the last stitch. So let's start with our increase. So that's 2 single crochets in this stitch. Then we're just going to do a single crochet, 1 in each of the 8 stitches, so the next 8 stitches. So I'm just going to count up to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have one more single crochet to go. This stitch you're going to do in increase, so that's 2 single crochets in this stitch. Alright, so you're going to turn your work again so that your hook is on the right side. If you're right-handed, you're going to chain 1. Alright, so this is 12, there should be 12 stitches. So your next row, you're going to do 14 stitches, so you want an increase in the first stitch, and then a single crochet in the next 10 stitches, and an increase in the last stitch. So let's start with our increase. So that's 2 single crochets. 1. And then I'm just going to count 10, so each time I see a number, it's just a single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you have an increase in that last stitch, so that's 2 single crochets in this stitch. Hold on, let me just adjust it. Okay, so now you're going to rotate your work again. You're going to chain 1. So your next row will have 16 stitches, so you want an increase in the first stitch, a single crochet in the next 12 stitches, and increase in the last stitch. So let's start with our increase. So 1, and I'm going to go back through the same stitch for my increase. Alright, so now I'm going to count 12. So every time I say a number, it's a single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have one more increase in the last stitch, so that's 2 single crochets. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, rotate again, chain 1, I'm going to do a single crochet in the first 8 stitches, so I'm going to count up to 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once I've done that 8, I'm going to twist it around. Alright, and then I'm going to chain 1. Now working with these 8 stitches, what we're going to do is we're going to skip this first stitch and we're just going to go into the second stitch and we're going to do 7 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that makes 7 stitches in this row. You're going to rotate, chain 1. Alright, so what you're going to do now, you're going to do a single crochet in the first 2 stitches, a decrease over the next 2 stitches, and then a single crochet in the last 3 stitches. Okay, so you're going to do a single crochet, in your next stitch you're going to do another single crochet. Now you're going to decrease over the next 2 stitches. Alright, and then after that you're going to do a single crochet in the last 3 stitches. Okay, you're going to turn this around. Alright, so now you're going to chain 1 and you're going to go through each one of the stitches and just do 1 single crochet. So there should be 6 stitches. So 1 single crochet in each stitch. Right, so now you're going to turn that around, chain 1, now you're going to skip the first stitch and then you're going to you're going to do single crochet, single crochet, single crochet. Sorry about that, you should have 3 single crochets. Then you're going to decrease over the last 2 stitches. Then you're going to turn your project around again. You're going to chain 1. Now you're just going to, you have 4 stitches here. You're going to do 2 decreases, so 1 decrease, You're going to do another decrease. Okay. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn it around one more time. I'm going to go through this stitch. I'm going to tie a slip stitch. Okay, and I'm just going to clip this end so it doesn't come out. So this is one side of the face. You're going to do the other side now. So what you're going to do, you're going to turn this around so this is here. You're going to go through that middle stitch, the one which had which you started on. You're going to do one chain. Okay, so from then on, what you're going to do is you're just going to do 8 single crochets. So just single crochet all the way. Okay, so you're going to turn this around now, chain 1, skip the first stitch, and you're just going to do single crochets in the next 7 stitches. So skip this one, go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, so you're going to turn this around, chain 1, you're going to do the same thing again, so single crochet in the first 2 stitches, then a decrease over the next 2, and then a single crochet in the last 3 stitches. So a single crochet, next stitch, single crochet. Right, now you're going to do a decrease, so decrease over the next 2 stitches, then you're going to do a single crochet in the final 3 stitches. Okay, so then you're just going to turn this around, chain 1. After you've done this, you're just going to do a single crochet in each one of the stitches, so there should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're just going to turn this around again, chain 1, skip the first stitch, so don't go through this one, go through this one, and you're just going to do a single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to do a decrease over the last 2 stitches. Okay, turn this around, chain 1, and you're going to do 2 decreases. So decrease, one more decrease, okay, then you're just going to turn this around, go through this stitch, and you're going to tie a slip stitch. And then I'm just going to clip the end for now. Okay, so this is the white part of his face. You can put this away. Since you're doing the head in dark blue, the next part we're going to do is the light blue part that's here. Okay, so now take your light blue bands. I'm going to wrap this band around my hook 2 times to create 3 loops. I want to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so starting with the second chain from your hook, which is this one, we're going to do single crochets all the way down. So you should have 6 single crochets. Okay, this light blue I'm using is a jelly light blue. It's not an original Rainbow Loom band. This one is a little bit thicker, so I'm not too sure how it will turn out in the end. Yeah, it's thicker than the other bands that I'm using, so it might look a little bit odd. So now I've reached the end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my work around so my hook is on the right side because I'm right-handed. I'm going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 2 single crochets. So I'm starting with the second chain from my hook. I'm going to do a single crochet. The next chain I'm going to do a single crochet. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to skip 1 stitch. I'm going to go through the next one, sorry, not skip 1 stitch, I'm going to go through the next stitch. I'm going to do 1 single crochet through this stitch. Alright, so once I've done that, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to chain 3 again. So 1, 2, 3. Same thing again. I'm just going to put my hook through the second chain from my hook. I'm going to do a single crochet. Sorry, it's twisting around. I'll do another single crochet in the second chain. Okay. So now I'm going to skip 1 stitch. I'm going to go through this stitch. And I'm doing a single crochet. Okay, so once again I'm just going to chain 3. 1, oops, sorry about that. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go through the second chain from my hook. single crochet, next chain, single crochet. Okay, then I'm going to skip one stitch. I'm going to go through the last stitch, and this time instead of doing a single crochet, I'm going to do a slip stitch. Okay, then I'm just going to clip this end. Okay, sorry about that. Clip this end. So as you can see, there's 3 points. Okay, you can put this away now, and then the next thing we want to do is the body and the head.